wonders how these things can happen, not only in modern-day football, but also with the fact they have not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but 6 officials, one of whom was what? 6 or 7 yards away on the line, and he still didn't give it. So what is the point of these 5th and 6th officials? Let's have a word with Jeff Winter, who rejoins us now. Well, I didn't think we'd be talking about these sort of things after our last chat, but we are. What did you make of that?
Well, I'm sorry, maybe as an ex-referee I've got a screw loose or something, but the television has not proved to me that the ball crossed the line. Now, you might be shocked with that because the TV coverage out there, it isn't Sky Sports, let's be honest. It's not the best. The ball was in the air, and when you saw the view along the goal line, could you see all of the ball behind the post? Because I couldn't, and Andy Townsend proved to me why former players will never become referees with the classic statement, the referee is looking through the post. Why didn't he move his head one side or the other? Then he would have been able to see. Well, if he had moved his head one side or the other, he wouldn't have been level with the line. And the only place you can tell if all of the ball has gone over the line is if you were actually on the goal line. And, you know, unless somebody's shown some freeze frames on the television that I haven't seen, I wouldn't put my life on the line and say that ball was entirely over the goal line. We're talking about 1.5 inches of the ball that wasn't, but for the goal to stand, the whole of the ball has got to be over the line. This wasn't a Frank Lampard. This was a very, very marginal one.
I think, Jeff, good evening. I haven't said good evening yet. For me, and you know, you're a friend of the show and always will be, but on this one rare occasion, I'm going to disagree with you. I think it's not. I think it's harder to tell because the ball hasn't bounced.
Exactly.
But looking at it, I think all 3 of us in the studio, we've got to put cards on the table.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
in agreement.
Well, we think that camera is in line.
And when you see the pictures at the end of the game, Shevchenko explaining to Terry, he looks to be commiserating with him and understanding. Roy Hodgson with Blockine. I think those players and the manager know that ball was over the line. It'd be very interesting to see what comes out of the press conference after.
How on earth can them, you say, you've used a word there, you 3 in the studio think it was over the line because you've seen it on television. The players on that pitch, not a single player on that pitch would know that it was over the line. They couldn't because they weren't on the goal line. And we're talking about inches, millimetres here, not yards. And if you stand on a football pitch, 5 yards into play, 2 yards into play, 3 yards into play, you cannot categorically know that that ball has crossed the goal line.
Jeff, are you saying that the camera from the angle that we saw it is not in line with the goal line then?
Well, the one that we saw along the goal line appeared to be in line. The one that obviously is coming from an angle and John Terry hooking it out, I've got to agree, that looks as if it's gone over the line.
That's the only one we've seen, Jeff. Well, I haven't seen a different one.
We're just seeing. I've just seen it now. I've just seen it now. It does look over the line, Jeff. I don't know this angle you've seen.
We have not seen that angle. Oh, you got no? Have you got tying tees? Have you?
You got referee cam.
That's why, isn't it? You got tying tees.
If you, there was a camera angle looking along the goal line.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
And that, to me, shows that not all... Well, let's be honest. If the angle isn't on the goal line, it can't show you that the ball's gone over it.
Well, whether it is or it isn't, Jeff, I mean, the debate has now got to... We've got to take this on a stage further now. We have to have technology now.
We should have took it on in 1967. You know, I was happy with the decision in 66, but we should have took it on, and we keep... yes, I know what you're going to say. Everybody has said, referees, fans, players, managers, everybody, technology should be in. And if this is not another example, whether it was a goal or wasn't a goal is immaterial. But it's got to come in, and it's got to come in now. I mean, it's just absolutely ludicrous. But, you know, from my point of view, I hope it doesn't come in, because we'll still be talking about this the day I die.
Jeff.
Sorry.
It's going to be great, though, watching Michel Platini squirm in Ukraine with the Ukrainian fans, because I tell you now, I looked at that, I've seen it once, and in live play, I thought it was over the line. So I'm going to love Platini having to explain to Ukrainians.
Well, so am I, because what goes around comes around. And, you know, if it was a goal or if the ball was over the line, as it turns out, it doesn't matter. You know, if we'd have drawn tonight, we'd have still gone through, you know. So it doesn't matter. But in the final of this competition, you know, when England could be playing, or it doesn't matter who's playing, this competition could be decided on whether a ball's gone across the line or not. And the naked eye, we're all wise sitting watching television and arguing over action replays. In the heat of the moment, with the ball in the air in that split second, you're talking about a split-second decision, and if it's wrong, some team goes out, loses the competition. We should have goal line technology in, and if this doesn't bring it about sooner rather than later, then yeah, we'll still be talking about this in another 3 competitions' time.
Jeff, on a lighter note, what factor sunblock did you use on holiday?
Yeah, you've been skiing?
I have been to Thirsk Races this afternoon. The one day of sunshine, the one day of summer in North Yorkshire, and I don't care. England, you remember what I said when we spoke before half-time? Should Rooney have played? You know, England this, England that. I'm glad you've got me back on here 45 minutes later talking about was it or wasn't it a goal, because Rooney did play, Rooney scored, and we're in the quarterfinals of the Euros.
Nice one, Jeff.
Cheers, Jeff.
Good luck, mate. Get some after balm on, son.
Stay ahead of the game with Sports Tonight Live. Don't miss a thing. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Search for Sports Tonight Live on Facebook and like our fan page. Follow Sports Tonight TV on Twitter and tweet us your thoughts and opinions. Sports Tonight Live, it's the platform for the fans.